Today we're talking about the Chinese pistache tree, a great tree for any small backyard, actually any backyard. It's a great tree for both residential and commercial landscapes for many reasons. It's planted all over different streets in different cities of the world, and it can do really well in your backyard as well. This is Cynthia with Bliss in the Garden. Subscribe to this channel if you want to learn all kinds of ways to make your outdoor spaces awesome. I actually made a video before that some of you watched and loved, and many of us love this Chinese pistache tree because it's going to add so much drama, excitement, color. It's just a different tree that has lots of benefits. I want to talk to you about that and give you the update of my tree. I showed it to you back in Thanksgiving. There it is. It's the Chinese pistache in November. It's actually going to be Thanksgiving next week. I want to tell you what's happened since, some of the things that it likes, some of the things it dislikes, and what I've learned so far. There are many benefits to the Chinese pistache. It's very interesting in its leaf structure. It's kind of like a skinny or elongated kind of leaf. They're not super bunched up together, so it gives you a dappled shade. It's a shade tree. This tree will grow in zones 6B to 9B. This is a lot of temperatures and climates and conditions that it can grow in. It doesn't really get pests or kind of diseases. It doesn't spread diseases to other trees. It also has amazing foliage in the fall. So whenever that Thanksgiving time for us, that's in November, and that's perfect time for the Chinese pistache to just bloom in its color, and it'll be oranges and yellows and reds, and it's just gorgeous. That color change, it's a little gradual, but it's just really for a very strong for a certain amount of time. Because it's a deciduous tree, then it will lose all of its leaves and they will drop, and there is no interest at all through the winter. Yes, it does drop its leaves, so there is a little bit of a mess, but I haven't seen a big mess yet, and I don't know if that's because my tree is still small. One of my viewers is the one that pointed out to me and said, hey, we have that in our streets in our city, and that is the last tree that fills out. But when it does, during the summer, it looks beautiful. It's a very nice, it kind of filters the sun. It also has a lot of movement. It'll be like moving back and forth quite a bit because of the leaf structure. So basically this tree has been awesome from Easter to Thanksgiving. It's kind of fun to think about it like that. When I look at my backyard, it's on the right side, and then on the left side, on my catty corner to the left, I've got a ginkgo biloba. So I've got two Asian trees that will give some type of show with the leaf structure around the later parts of the year. This tree lives to be about 150 years. This is a long-lasting, long-living tree. This is a dioecious tree. Dioecious? I think that's how you say it. Meaning that there's a male version and a female version. The male version tends to be stronger, heftier in its growth, in its trunks, and its limbs, all of it. The female tends to be a little bit more dainty, a little bit more flowy. Males don't produce berries. Now, while you think the berries are actually beautiful, birds love them, it attracts them, it's just a nice sight to see. This tree does not produce the nuts that you're probably really eager to eat, the ones that you get at the grocery store. This Pistacia Chinesis is the one that's going to have the berries that the birds are going to love and want to come to eat. The other tree that you're probably thinking for the pistachio nuts is called Pistacia Vera. Not the same thing. If you want to see the pistache tree when I first bought it, click here. This tree likes pretty much all well-drained soil. It's so nice because the roots grow downward. And so the roots get really strong, and the tree, even if it goes like this, it's actually pretty strong with winds and all that stuff. So that's a good thing. When trees, for example, pine trees, I don't know if you've noticed, but their roots grow outward. So if you have a pine tree, you'll have roots all over your yard. This tree tends to stay downward, which means that it's not going to hurt your concrete. It's not going to hurt your building structures. It's going to kind of stay in place. Another thing that I noticed about this tree is that it's kind of greedy in that sense with its roots. So at the bottom of the base of the Chinese pistache, I planted some daylilies and some marigolds, and I was trying to do a little fancy bed under the tree. I was like, when I come out to the shed, I look at some flowers, I look at the Chinese pistache. I was daydreaming like that. And I put all these flowers, and the Chinese pistache did not like it. The flowers did okay, but the Chinese pistache did not do okay. It was mad at me, and I said, no, this is my spot. Get these girls out of here. Yes. I got them out, and this year things are wonderful. So they do not like to have companion plantings of any kind. Their roots need to be by themselves. I have them mulch around, and that's it. No fancy, nothing. Don't put them on a bed with other things. They just don't like that. It's not a super fast grower at the beginning, but when it grows beautifully, and it's shaped beautifully. It's very kind of like round and symmetrical. It's asymmetrical when it's still in its growing stages. So right now for me, it's still asymmetrical. When you're planning where you're going to put this tree, if you keep in mind that it's dappled shade, you know, you could put a little lounge chair or a little bench or something like that where you could sit, or put a little bird bath nearby, because the birds are going to love having a little bit of sun, but it's dappled shade, lots of movement from the leaves. It's just an orchestra of a design that you could create with this tree. There are so many possibilities for design. You could do several plantings, like you could do a row of trees. You could do just a single specimen that is just the showstopper. If you like this video, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what kind of content you want. And remember that you can create bliss in your garden.